Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another New World video. I decided to hop onto the PTR today to test out the new Empyrean Forge expedition, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. They did such an incredible job with this dungeon, it's amazing. My friend Falco and I basically duoed the entire dungeon up to the mid-boss called Ifrit, at which point we decided we could no longer duo it, but sadly we can't fill the slots because there's only like 45 people on the PTR right now, so we'll just call it here. But what I did do is hop onto the New World Database PTR section and was able to view all the drops you can get from this dungeon, even in the mutated form. So I've gathered a top 10 list of items that I think are worth going out of your way to farm here, and there are some incredible items. One of these drops on this list would have costed you 700k if you wanted to get it in the main game, and now it's a drop you'll just receive running the regular version of this dungeon. So let me hop over to New World Database and show you guys what I found. And in no particular order, we're going to start off with the Hunting Blade Greatsword, dropping with Pure Strength, Human Bane, Trenchant Strikes, and Keenly Empowered. This is pretty much a full Abyss, and it doesn't seem that rare to get. On that half run that I just completed, I received it as a drop. You get this from Sir Eld in the regular Empyrean Forge. It's incredible. And at number 2, we have the Forging Staff Fire Staff, dropping with Pure Intelligence, Human Bane, Keenly Empowered, and Refreshing Move. By no means a best in slot fire staff, but it's definitely top tier and worth going out of your way to get. Sadly, this is the first drop on the list from the mutated variant of this dungeon. This only drops from mutation level 9 and up, but it drops from pretty much anything within the Empyrean Forge, so I imagine you'll knock it out passively as you're grinding out mutations. And at number 3, you're not going to believe what you see. The Cleric's Walking Staff, dropping with the split between Con and Focus, Blessed, Refreshing Move, and Mending Protection. This staff on my server last week was going for about 700k. This is a full best in slot life staff, and it drops from the regular variant of the dungeon from Lady Bridget. The regular dungeon, dude. This is gonna step up the game for so many healers. So if you've been looking for the staff but just couldn't afford it, welcome to the big leagues, I guess. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. And at number 4, the big hitters don't stop. We have the Roughhouser Hatchet, dropping with Pure Strength, Human Bane, Rogue, and Keenly Empowered. A full Abyss DPSing hatchet. Now, I know in this update they did make hatchet DPS slightly more unappealing by nerfing Refreshing Torrent. They added a cooldown between procs so you can't just spam it on a clump of mobs and have it instantly come back off cooldown, but they also slightly buffed hatchet DPS if you're paying attention. They nerfed Grit, they moved it from 300 strength to 300 con, so most classes can't take advantage of Grit on their light and heavy attacks anymore. However, with Hatchet, when you pop Berserk, all of your attacks become uninterruptible, so it's basically like you never lost Grit to begin with. It's a very big part of DPSing, and even just the raw attack chains on Hatchet, if you do 3 light attacks, dodge, and do 3 more light attacks, that's still competitive S tier DPS, and now you're getting a full Abyss Human Bane Hatchet for just running this dungeon. Unfortunately, this is mutation level 9 and up as well, but it's gonna be worth getting there. You're gonna be glad you did. You can get it from anything in the dungeon, so you'll probably knock this one out passively as well. And at number 5, we have the Mauler's Axe Great Axe, dropping with Pure Strength, Enfeebling Maelstrom, Chainfire, and Enchanted. And with the nerfs to Grit that I was talking about in the previous class, you're definitely not going to want Thwarting Strikes on your Great Axe anymore if you're a bruiser, so I imagine you would opt for something like Enchanted. So this is almost a full Abyss Great Axe. It might even be full Abyss, although I think that's a bit of a reach. Everyone's going to be running Flame Protection, so that Chainfire might not do that well. But I know they also nerfed Refreshing Move to where it can only proc on 1 attack at a time. So I'm not sure if bruisers are going to be running Great Axe anymore. I'm not even sure if bruisers are going to be a thing, but hey, if you want to use a Great Axe, this is probably your best free farmable option. It's extremely solid and it drops from the regular dungeon. You can get it from anything, so just go run a few runs and you'll probably get it. And at number 6, we have not one piece of gear, but a full set of gear called the Fire Lord set, which looks absolutely incredible. In my opinion, by far the coolest looking set of gear in the game. This will only drop from Commander Marius, the final boss, in mutation level 10. So this is going to be a set of gear you're going to have to work for, but in my opinion, it's going to be well worth your time. It's a heavy set with Pure Strength, Human Ward, Vigor, and Refreshing. You take so much damage from burns in the Empyrean Forge, so I imagine having a full set of Vigor, a full set of Refreshing, and a full set of Human Ward is going to be just what what you want when you're tanking this place. And plus it looks absolutely incredible for any potential transmogs in the future. I can't wait to farm this set. Now at number 7 we have the Brawler's Memento Ring, which looks like an extremely solid PvE ring. It drops with a split of Con and Strength, Keen Awareness, Leeching, and Enfeebling. This is for all you spear users out there. There's no hardy on this ring, so you're going to want either 150 dexterity or a medium equipment load so you can use 2 dodges without having hardy. But the enfeebling on here is going to be more important than ever before with the nerfs to fortify, either from Orbit Protection, Fortifying Sacred Ground, or any shirking fortification you have on your gear. Heck, even Fortifying Perforate. Weaken is going to be more important than ever. You're going to need someone on your team running Enfeebling Skewer on an offhand or main hand spear, and having the Enfeebling on your ring is going to add a few extra seconds to that weaken. So this is a good ring if you happen to pick it up and you enjoy spear as a main hand or an offhand. This is one you should consider using. And now these last few pieces of gear are going to come from the unique gear set called the Molten Set, only obtainable from mutated Empyrean Forge. And the theme among these items is that they're always going to drop with 2 guaranteed perks, and if you roll them in 600 legendary, you're going to get a random 3rd perk from the perk bucket listed below. Now you can't upgrade these to legendary, so you have to actually land them in legendary, but this is sort of a way that each dungeon can offer a unique bis or pseudo bis without it being a guaranteed drop. You're going to have to grind a lot for it, but eventually you will get it. This fire staff is going to drop with Human Bane and Empowering Meteor Shower by default, and if you roll it in 600 legendary, you're going to roll from this perk bucket down here. Now luckily, the perk you're going for, Vicious, is the #1 most common perk at nearly a 23% chance, so if you roll roughly the 1 in 5 when you get this in legendary, you got yourself a full bis fire staff in my opinion. Human Bane, Vicious, and Empowering Meteor Shower. This comes from, let's see, mutation level 3 and up, so you have access to this one really early. At number 9 we have the Molten Sword of the Soldier, dropping by default with Pure Strength, Human Bane, and Empowering Leaping Strikes. An extremely solid baseline weapon, but if you roll it in legendary, you're going to roll from this perk bucket down below. And once again, Vicious, which is the perk you're usually going for, is a 20% chance, another 1 in 5, so these are going to be really nice weapons you're going to pick up along the way. This one comes from mutation level 5 and up, so you don't get it as soon, but still, mutation level 5 is pretty early, so you'll probably have it before M10 if you're lucky. And lastly, at number 10, I'd like to end on this Molten Ring, purely because of what it could have been. If you don't know, the absolute best in-slot healer ring in the game is Refreshing, Sacred, and Hardy, and when I saw this ring, I got so excited until I saw the perk bucket. First of all, it's only dropped in mutation level 7 and up, but if you do roll it in legendary, you're not even going to have a chance at hardy. I was so sad when I saw this. Here's the perk bucket. Leeching is the most common, siphoning, keen awareness, and all this, but I would really like for all of you to go on the forums and yell at the devs, please make an upset. They need to include hardy in this perk bucket. I know healers already got, the full bis life staffs. I get it, this is already a huge improvement for healers, but don't put this tease in the game with Refreshing and Sacred and then not even give us a chance at hardy. Make it a 1% chance, make it the rarest perk on the list, but give us a chance to get that full best in slot ring as a drop. Not getting it as an old ring or something, but as a grindable drop that you can do the mutation for every week. I think that would be really cool. I mean, if it was a 1% chance, you'd have to land the legendary, and then the 1% chance, nobody would ever get it, but that's not the point. You would have a chance at getting it, which I think would be really cool. But anyway, those are my top 10 drops you can get from the Empyrean Forge, both the regular and the mutated variants, and the bottom line is this is probably going to be the most rewarding expedition to date in this game. Some of these items are actually best in slot. I'm extremely impressed, and I can't wait for it to come into the main game. It's a beautiful expedition. The sound effects of the gears and the cogs rotating are wonderful. The graphics are wonderful. There's no reskins in here. There's mages that do a ton of damage, so you're going to be looking for that elemental aversion gear. I'm just generally really excited for this to come out. Sadly, I can't finish this run. There's not enough people on the PTR, but it is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and get this video up for you guys tomorrow, so leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave a comment down below on what you're excited for from the Empyrean Forge. I'll see you guys in the next video.